First, the President of the United States finally made a statement. What, week and a half after violence broke out in Libya? Muammar Gaddafi being our enemy, by the way, for 4 decades. And the statement was very weak. I'm sorry. Does that offend? In fact, it was pathetic. And we will get to that a little bit later, because I don't lead with pathetic statements. And our friend at the Fox News Channel, Shemp Smith, he says that, according to Mediaite, pretending Wisconsin is about a fiscal crisis is malarkey. Oh, okay. Maybe he should be over at MSLSD. But I want to lead with audio that was tough to get. But we finally got it over there at our friend Right Scoop website. This is Michael Capuano, Democrat from Massachusetts. To union supporters, hat tip, Right Scoop, cut 11, go.
Today is a great day for all of us. But let's be serious. It's not about just one rally. Not about a couple of nuts in the background who want to take it all away from you. I'm proud to be here with people who are willing to stand up. I'm proud to be here with people who understand that it's more than just sending an email that gets you going. Every once in a while, you got to get out of the streets and get a little bloody when necessary.
This is a thug. He's a punk. Thinks he's a tough guy. He's not a tough guy. This guy has a vote in the United States House of Representatives. He was just urging his supporters and union members to get a little bloody in the street. Now, I want to know if the so-called mainstream media in this country are going to show any concern for this whatsoever. Anytime Michelle Bachmann makes a comment, it's all over the press because they try to smear her and undermine her. Anytime Steve King makes a comment, they try the same thing. Same with Rand Paul. They used to do this to Christine O'Donnell and Sharon Angle and others, Joe Miller. But now we have a piece of crap who sits in the U.S. House of Representatives. Every once in a while you need to get out in the streets and get a little bloody when necessary. These Marxist thugs. That's what he is. A Marxist thug. Wind that up again, because I know the audio has not been available on talk radio until this program. And again, we want to give a salute to Right Scoop. Go ahead and play it one more time. Go.
Today is a great day for all of us. But let's be serious. It's not about just one rally. Not about
what is it, jerk?
Nuts in the background who want to take it all away from you.
Yeah.
I'm proud to be here with people who are willing to stand up. I'm proud to be here with people who understand that it's more than just sending an email that gets you going. Every once in a while, you got to get out of the streets and get a little bloody when necessary.
Okay, there's a man who is promoting violence. Flat out promoting violence. We have the Tucson massacre by a nut, and they blame Sarah Palin. And they blame Rush. Some blame me. They blame all kinds of people and groups. They set up this ridiculous National Institute of Civility. I'm sure this guy will be an honorary board member. Let me be clear. The left is never civil. They hate. They're full of poison. It comes out of their eyes. It comes out of their butts. They're contemptible. If they could, they'd throw us all in political gulags. They're always unleashing their prosecutors. Have you noticed that? Against their political opponents. They're like the hard left. They're like the Reds of the hard left. That's what they are. That's who they are. Remember Waxman? That little Napoleonic figure, chairman of that whatever committee, dragging people in front, trying to harm them, trying to get them caught in perjury situations because he didn't like them and didn't agree with them. That little jerk. Well, our body politic is full of these anal cavities. That's right, I said it. Like this Michael Capuano, whatever the hell his name is, encouraging people to get a little bloody when necessary. I can't wait to hear Brian Williams report on this. I'm sure he will. Or Katie Couric. What the hell else is out there? Diane Sawyer. I won't hold my breath. Now, let me tell you a little something about the Wisconsin Education, what the hell do they call themselves? Association Council, the Wisconsin Education Association Council, which is the state affiliate of the National Education Association. So it's an NEA affiliate. My lawyers had to remind me of this because it's been a little while. This is important, I believe. Several years ago, not that many really, 4 or 5, when we at Landmark Legal Foundation were digging into the NEA, one of the state affiliate unions that was the most abusive of the tax law was the Wisconsin Education Association Council. And in our investigation, we uncovered documents that showed that the WEAC had contributed $430,000 to the Democratic Legislative Campaign Committee. This was an overarching committee, the purpose of which was to elect Democrats. The problem was they used union dues. Now, without getting completely into the law, because people have it wrong, a union is free to use its members' dues to encourage its own members to participate in the political process. It is not free to take that money directly out of the union dues revenue pool and to contribute it to campaigns or campaign organizations. You want to know why? Because the revenue to a union, their 501c4s under the Internal Revenue Code, is tax exempt. They are tax exempt, these unions. Why, Mark? Well, because Congress decided to give them that favor. So when they take money and funnel it, and I've been using the phrase launder it, I've been using the phrase all week, when they launder this money through the public sector union into the hands of Democrat operatives and Democrat campaigns and politicians, they have to do it a certain way. If they flat out take it out of their general revenue, tax-exempt funds, it's a violation of the tax laws in this country and their 501c4 status. So we found this information, digging through what available public information we could, and we filed a massive complaint with the Internal Revenue Service and the Labor Department against the Wisconsin Education Association Council. That is, the Wisconsin NEA. Now, when confronted with this complaint, the president of WEAC, Stan Johnson, at the time, I don't know if he still is, he decided to initiate a complete review of their tax filings from the last several years. And he suddenly found out, he said, through his independent review, that for the years 2000 and 2002, they probably should have paid taxes on the $430,000 they laundered into this Democrat organization. See, they weren't supposed to do it at all, but we caught them red-handed, and I mean red-handed. So they voluntarily paid $171,091 to the Internal Revenue Service for contributing $430,000 in tax-exempt union dues money to this Democrat front group. WEAC is one of the lead organizations now leading the protests in Wisconsin. I think it's very important that you know what they are. They become a Democrat front group. That's why the 14 Democrat senators are on the lam, because it's WEAC telling them to hit the road. The NEA and its affiliates are extremely powerful, and they shovel money to these campaigns and these candidates in 1,000 different ways. We happen to catch this one, and we've caught others. In fact, the National Education Association itself despises me and despises Landmark Legal Foundation as we despise them because we track them and then we file against them. The former head lawyer, the general counsel of the NEA, of the whole enchilada, his name was Bob Shannon, and he retired in 2009 at the NEA's annual meeting, July 2009. And among other things, here's what he said. Cut 3, Mr. Producer, go.
But NEA has changed as well. And to me, one of the indications of this change is that I have found it increasingly necessary to spend time defending NEA and its affiliates against attacks from government agencies, conservative and right-wing groups, and unfriendly media. So much so that it brings to mind the old question, are we paranoid or is someone really after us? The answer is we are not paranoid. Someone really is after us. During the Bush administration, for example, NEA was audited by the Internal Revenue Service repeatedly. It was investigated by the Department of Labor, and it was called a terrorist organization by the Secretary of Education. Now that the Bush administration is history, that type of governmental harassment will stop. But attacks by conservative and right-wing groups will continue unabated. The Landmark Legal Foundation will continue to file charges alleging that we have violated election campaign law.
And gee, you make it so easy, Mr. Shannon. Yes, we will. Yes, we can. I'll be right back. You know, the media really do stink. They just stink. Like this idiot Dana Milbank at the Washington Compost. He has a real hate-on for conservatives, a hate-on for Tea Party activists, a hate-on for talk radio. He was very upset with Rush because Rush mentioned the obvious. In fact, I mentioned it earlier, that Michelle Obama, all this nonsense where she's pushing what we can eat, what we should eat, what should happen in the schools. And meanwhile, she eats whatever she wants. Her husband's loading up on junk food and all the rest of it. I mean, what is this? And of course people are going to comment on somebody's looks if that person keeps commenting on all of our looks. But where's Dana Milbank's priorities? Does he give a damn about the massive debt, or is he just going to attack Tea Party types? Does he give a damn about the manner in which the Obamas conduct themselves while telling everybody else to cut back? No. Does he give a damn about the unemployment rate, the foreclosure rate in this country, the massive deficits? No. No, he spends his life attacking conservatives because he's obsessed. He's a stalker and a moron, like 90% of the other idiots at the Washington Compost and 99% of the idiots at the New York Slimes. No, they don't care. Whatever happened to good, decent investigative reporters who are going to hold the government honest? Well, this government they cheer for. Remember all the stuff that was splashed on the pages of the Washington Compost and New York Slimes about the war, trying to embarrass the president and his staff? That is President Bush. Where are all those secret stories being splashed all over the papers today? There aren't any. How about the imperial presidency? Do we hear about that anymore? No, only when there's a Republican. How about the politicizing of the Justice Department, which I'll get to later? Do we hear about that anymore? No. They're only doing good works over there. Don't pay attention to the lib media. They are a disaster, they have an agenda, and that's what they're about. We'll be right back.